So these are the nares here. This is the hard palate, and then we have the soft palate of the pig. The flap that comes out of the mouth should be here, and I don't know if I have it. Here's the flap. That is the flap called the epiglottis, and that epiglottis inserts into a hole called the nasopharynx that leads to the respiratory system. On either side of the epiglottis is where the food passes down into the stomach or into the esophagus first and then the stomach. On the tongue are different types of papillae. We talked about the marginal papillae and the filiform papillae on the tongue. The pig has teeth also, so watch for those teeth. If we close up the mouth, we have the larynx of the respiratory system, and the larynx contains the vocal cords which lead down to the ringed trachea. And underneath the trachea, just to show it here, we should have an esophagus, which is the tube that leads the food down to the stomach. So here, if you can see this smaller tube, which is the esophagus, it's made up of muscle. Kind of lifting that if you can see that. On either side of the trachea and the esophagus, you should have the thyroid gland, so watch for the thyroid gland. When you open up the chest cavity, we can see that we have the heart, and then on either side of the heart are the lungs. The heart has two flaps called auricles, which are darker brown, and that's the location where the atria are. In the lower region of the heart, we have the two ventricles, and the ventricles look like slits on either side, and ventricles are more muscular for pumping blood. Underneath the heart and the lungs, you may see a muscle membrane called the diaphragm. In a lot of cases, the muscle membrane has been ripped away, but it attaches at the body wall. Here's a piece of it over here on this side. That's a muscle that allows for breathing. Another membrane that I didn't discuss is the membrane of the heart, and that is called the pericardium. It's been ripped away, but you can see it underneath the heart in a lot of cases. It's a clear type of membrane. Above the heart, you have the aorta, which is on your tag test, and that's one of the major blood vessels of the body. We didn't talk about it, but you may see it as extra credit. Some of the blood vessels that lead up into the neck are called the carotid arteries. Underneath the diaphragm is the liver, and then underneath the liver is the gallbladder. I'll do another one, Alyssa. And this gallbladder has been kind of destroyed. I don't see where oh, there it is. Okay, it's kind of a sad gallbladder. There it is. It's just a little sac. And that stores bile. So here's underneath the liver is the stomach. The sphincter that is closest to the heart is called the cardiac sphincter, and that attaches up to the esophagus. The sphincter that is at the lower end of the stomach is called the pyloric sphincter, and the pyloric sphincter connects to the first part of the small intestine called the duodenum, and the duodenum is usually seen as a straight line. The duodenum continues with the small intestine into the curly portion of the small intestine called the jejunum, and the jejunum will continue to lead toward the very end of the small intestine called the ileum. And now the ileum connects to the large intestine at a place called the ileocecal junction, and it's going to take me just a quick second to find it. Because it's all coiled up. Dramatic pause. Yeah, dramatic pause. Kelly was like, oop, it's right there earlier. It took her like 30 seconds to find it. Oh, there it is. Okay, so sorry that took a second. This end portion is called the ileum. Do you see how this portion that leads into the large intestine is a blind pouch, and it looks like a little finger that sticks up right there, and that is that cecum. So I'm going to grab a hold of it. If you can see that, It looks like a finger extension. Do you see it? And that leads into the large intestine. And in pigs, it actually occurs as a spiral. And so it kind of looks almost triangular in nature a little bit. This large intestine leads into the rectum of the body, which is here. And the rectum leads to the anus. On either side of the rectum, you can find the kidneys. And around this same area, you're going to find the long organ that looks like a tongue. It's called the spleen, and it's usually red. Also near to that area is the kind of chunky brain-like organ that is it's generally white, and that is the pancreas. Did I miss anything?
No.
Did you say the mesentery?
Oh, mesentery. Mesentery is the clear material that holds the intestines together. And the mesentery contains the mesenteric arteries, which drain the nutrients from the food.